Hi, so I'm Bootman, Opico's product manager for the Heaver range of equipment that we import from Denmark and distribute through the UK dealer network. Today we're just going to have a quick look around the Heaver tip rollers. They are the 3-section rollers from 4.5 metres to 10.2 metres wide. So we'll probably start at the front of the machine and work our way to the back. So starting at the front of the machine, we've got the drawbar. This is a standard drawbar attachment that we'd see on these rolls. So it's a swivelling drawbar. So this takes the stress and the strain and the wear off of the pickup hitch or the drawbar pin. There are other options available, pivoting balls for one example. Just bolt on and bolt off, specified at the time of purchase, but that is the standard that we do in the UK. Moving back, we've got a jack here, a wind-up jack that can be stored in the same position by turning it round to get your drawbar heights nice and level. And then above there we have the pipe holder, so we're keeping the pipes that are going to the back of the tractor away from the arms and the attachments on the back of the tractor, so they don't get pinched and trapped while the tractor's turning on the headlands and manoeuvring. So moving further back into the machine, we can have a look at the robust frame. Very robust. These rolls have been out on the market for many years, tried and tested, and stand the test of time. As we're here, the rolls are folded out in the work position, but when they're up in the transport position, they fold horizontally, and the individual gangs, the wings, are lowered down into these carriers here. So supported, and also act as the transport lock. So when you fold them up, they drop down into the cradle. There is no getting out of the tractor, putting pins in or straps in to hold them into that position. So nice and safe, nice and robust, and also stop bouncing of the rolls as we're going down the road. So although these are Cambridge rolls, we can also use them as a cultivation machine as well. So we're spreading the workload of the machine, making them more viable and not just a one-trick pony. Various options we can fit on the front of the rolls. What we see here is the shatterboard, and it is the better selling option that we sell. Spring tines here, hydraulically adjusted from the tractor cab with the hydraulic cylinders inside here, so we can have them fully into work and fully out of work and anything in between, hydraulically controlled from the tractor cab. We see the flat paddles on here, which are pretty much standard. We also do slicer plates, so we can do slicer plates on the edge of here. So if you're working on some very heavy ploughing, sometimes the slicer plates are beneficial for cutting up the soil and making it more friable, manoeuvrable, for then the rings at the back to firm them down. Also on the front we can have a top cutter, which is a bladed roller, very useful for cover crops, for cover crop destruction, laying it down and speeding up the decomposition of that green cover crop. We also do a finger tine, which is a straw tine, so you can go after the combine, move some of that straw about, level some of that straw and spreading it. Also reduces the slug burden as well by moving some of that straw around, and also creates a chit for problem weeds such as blackgrass, and then obviously being reconsolidated with the roll that runs behind whatever option that you see in front of the roller. So we're now going to look at the most important bit of a set of Cambridge rolls, the actual rings. What we see here is our 24-inch Cambridge breaker ring. So the Cambridge ring is the one that you see on the outside there, with the breaker ring that you see here. The breaker ring is free to move compared to the actual Cambridge ring itself, so aids in keeping the main rings clean in sticky conditions, and also assists with clod breaking because of its extra points that we see going around the carcellations here. We do 3 sizes. We do 20-inch, 22 and 24-inch, with 24-inch being our most common size. The ring that we see here is our NG ring, new generation ring, and it is a multi-spoked ring. depending on the diameter of the ring, it depends on how many spokes that we have in here. As we can see, it's a single spoke going from the inside hub out to the outside. So it's not a split spoke, it is a single spoke to add more strength to the ring that we see here. In the centre is an enlarged spider for added strength here as well. The spoke doesn't just end at the centre hub, it goes out into the spider that we see here. And also there is gusseting around the outside of the spoke where it joins onto the outside of the ring as well. The carcellated ring as well, so it's not a smooth round ring. So the carcellations have a few purposes. One, it helps the ring to rotate in adverse conditions or in cloddier soils. It helps to grip the soil and rotate. The higher points on the carcellation create indents in the soil, so if it's going to rain after you've rolled, you don't get added erosion with water running down the imprint that a smooth round ring can create. So a big bonus of having a carcellated ring that we see here. So the ring's all mounted on a shaft, 60mm shaft that these are mounted on, and mounted on a triple sealed bearing that is mounted inside of the frame, so protected on the inside of the frame. It's not sticking outside where it could get damaged or hooked on a fence post or a tree, so protected inside there. As I say, triple sealed bearing, and it's a sealed bearing as well. So although if you look inside you'll see a grease nipple, the grease nipple only greases between the outer ring and the cast housing that it's mounted in. So sealed for life bearing, so whether it's the outside gang ones that we see here or the ones that we see further along the machine, on the wider gangs we have a mid-mount bearing. Both sealed bearings, so maintenance is kept to a minimal. On an average season you'd probably just grease those twice a year. So that is the rings. I say 3 options, 20, 22 and 24 in Cambridge breaker or in a standard Cambridge. So we're going to look at some more features about a Heaver set of tip rolls. One simple but effective is stone trays. Stone trays on a set of tip rolls welded to the frame and are standard. So whenever you order a set of tip rolls, they come standard with a stone tray. Moving on to probably one of the best features of a set of rolls is centre pivot of each gang, and also weight transfer, equal weight transfer across the full width of the Cambridge rolls. So the two work in unison together. So what we see inside here, inside that bit of box section there, is a mechanical coil spring. So when you unfold the rolls and the wings go out, they compress the spring that's inside of here. And what that is doing is taking weight off of the centre section, which is always the heaviest because it carries the drawbar and the wheel equipment, and it's transferring that weight via here, via the pivots, along this beam and pushes down in the centre of the outside gang. Pushing down in the centre is very important, rather than being pivoted at the end and just pushing down from the end, because it's putting the weight in the middle so you can get that even weight distribution across the whole section, and it still allows it to fully contour follow. So whatever this gang is doing with the ground, it is not influenced by the gang that is in the centre or even the one the other side. So totally independently floating. This gang is not influenced at all by that gang there, because it is pivoted in the centre as we see here, with the weight being transferred via the linkage down into this position here. Right, so we've made our way to the back of the machine, and a few things to mention: wheels, tyres, brakes. As standard, the 3-section tip rolls don't come with brakes, but there is an option for hydraulic brakes to fit inside the hub, or air brakes. That is an option at the time of purchase, but are available. Also, obviously not fitted to this machine, is seeder equipment. So we can put a seeder on the rear here for things like slug pellets, grass seed, cover crops, mounted on here, access steps and platform to again make it into a more universal machine, not just a standard set of rolls. So just a quick summary, we've looked at the heaver tip rolls, available from 4.5 metres up to 10.2 metres, with a variety of ring sizes, a variety of optional tools at the front, optional seeders. If you'd like to find any more information, please have a look on the Heaver website or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for looking.